we're going to look at installing lithium-ion battery. This is like a Boto frame, like a frame Boto type. Okay, this is a 36 volt 10 amp battery, so that's 360 watt hours on it. The battery would have an indicator, but I would say, so let's see, you will have to turn it on. There you go. So that shows full charge here. Yeah. We're going to get this little frame that's going to attach onto the bike, which you screw that on, which the battery is going to plug on. This is the Hailong battery type that we're going to connect to my e-bike behind. Obviously it comes with a charger. It has a 3-pin here. The charging will go right here, and it has an on and off switch over here. There will be a battery indicator right here, which you have to turn the battery on. Okay, right. And then the key is actually to lock the battery, so you can take the battery inside your house to charge it. Now, this is a 36 volt 15 amp hour battery. We're going to unlock it here and then try to pull it out. That's the frame that's going to be attached to the bike in the bottle frame. Because 15.5 amp hour would give you a bit more current, so or maybe the voltage drop on the e-bike would be a little bit smaller. Unless you have a fancy ESC speed control module to run on your e-bike, you're not going to really know much about voltage. This e-bike literally have like a thumb throttle, that would have a thumb throttle, which would have like a full, medium and empty, which is. So what you got to do is you got to install this first on your e-bike. You need this as a screws, 3 screws on top, which if you unscrew them, the metal bracket comes out. Okay, that's just a plastic bracket, and then that's the wire. This is the one that you mount on the bike, and then up to this much only you will get on your battery. Now what I did is I extended this and I put a bullet connector at the end. We're going to fit this metal bracket on the water bottle holder on the frame here. Now it is important to tighten this properly, because you don't want to fit the plastic bracket on it, because the battery is quite heavy, so when you're riding you can actually fit the metal bracket on it. So let's start here. So there will be the 2 screws. That's where the water bottle goes in. We're going to connect the wire onto the metal frame now. Before you do that, a small tip is basically, so this one has a positive on my right hand side, so when I mount it like this, positive on the right hand side. So if you look at it here, you want to make sure this red one goes on the right hand side. The red one goes right hand side, and then make sure you run the wire through it nicely, so you're not literally stabbing on anything. Okay, so good, that's one. And then now you're not going to fit the battery, you're actually going to fit the plastic bracket on it. So the plastic bracket here would have 3 screws over here. That's just going to go down. So make sure you put it on the top part, make sure it sits flush. There is 2 places that you can screw this if you want, but then obviously if you look at it, let me just get it out. If you can try screwing, but the issue is because this is a plastic bracket, you don't want to screw it on there. It can easily break off. Make sure that's flush. Now we're going to fit the Hailong type of battery. Now, so we have mounted the metal frame, and also we have mounted the plastic frame on top of it, secured it tightly so it doesn't shake or vibrate when you're riding over terrains. You're going to put the battery, make sure obviously you would, because if you adjust it a little bit too high, obviously the battery won't fit in. It depends on how much space you have within your triangular frame. Okay, so make sure you adjust it before tightening everything, and then tighten everything fully secure. And we're going to try this. Okay, there's a tight fit here, and then that fits obviously. So, and then you will lock it with this key over here. That's locked. I'm just going to leave the key there because yeah, and then that's the on and off switch. So okay, now we got the wires that's coming through this. Now I can connect these wires to my controller, obviously, which connects to the motor. So if I give it a throttle, and then it will kind of go.